Hello and welcome to This Old Arcade. Today we're going to do a Hydro Thunder video. We just picked this one up fairly inexpensively. It's all complete except for there is no monitor. We're going to put in a flat screen and get this thing back on the road. Well, back in the water, I guess, running again. I've got a 27-inch LCD monitor, and I'm going to try to hook it up two different ways. I'm going to try to do VGA direct from the interface board or from the computer, and then we're going to also install a it's the GBS 8200 interface board. And then we'll try to do it from the RGB connector that goes to the monitor. So stay tuned. These are great games you can pick up fairly inexpensively. They're very common, and I think sometimes they're overlooked because they're so common. They don't make that much money, but they're a lot of fun to play, and they're easy to find parts for. So stay tuned. Let's get this monitor up and running. All right, so just doing a quick tour inside the back of the machine here. This is the first of the Thunder series. I believe it's the first. It's Hydro Thunder, Arctic Thunder, and then Off-Road Thunder, which I've got an Off-Road Thunder next to me here. The computer, it's a PC. This one happens to say it was manufactured in February of 1999. So right now this is 2001. So it's almost 22 years old. You've got the power supply in the case here provides the 5 volts ground, 12 volts for the interface board, for all the lighting. There's a just kind of a power distribution box down on the bottom, but there's no separate power supply per se. You've got your I/O control here. This loops around and goes into the back of the interface board for the I/O control. You've got the RGB, the VGA connector, which provides the analog RGB through this cable, comes up over here, and then plugs into the front of the interface board, of which your standard RGB connector comes out, red, green, blue, ground, sync, and then power for your monitor. There's a ribbon cable that communicates from the interface board over here to the wheel controller board. This does your force feedback through the motor here, and then this is all very accessible with your belt and your pot. I suppose you could work on it from back here, but it's just as easy to unbolt the panel from the front and flip it down or pull it out and work on it. And over here you have stereo audio amplifier. This particular cabinet's also missing the bass speaker, the subwoofer in the seat. I've got a new subwoofer. We're going to install that as well. So let's get this monitor out, and we're going to plug into this here, which is directly, from out of the PC. We're going to see what that looks like before we do the GBS 8200 board. Stay tuned. Okay, so we've got it plugged in, got it up and operating, and this is a kind of a demonstration of why I want to try the GBS 8200 board. See these vertical lines that are going down. For some reason, I think the scan rates between what the computer outputs and what this inputs, it doesn't quite match up. So we're going to try that GBS 8200 to see if it'll clean that up and give it a smoother picture. So hang on while I pull out one of those boards and hook it up. Okay, now I've got this set up here with the GBS 8200, and you can see all of those vertical lines, they're gone. It's a nice smooth picture. I've got this set for the 1024 by 768 resolution on the GBS 8200 board, and it's going to be a nice looking picture. I still have to center it and adjust the brightness and everything, but I think I'll be real happy with that. I'll show you the setup I did for that board in a little bit, but we're going to go ahead and mount this, and then I'll get the GBS 8200 mounted in a illogical place where it's kind of convenient to adjust from the front. So stay tuned. All right, so to start doing the mount, I'm going to just break down the front here, pull the control panel, and pull the glass off and remove the bezel. Oh boy, that's tight. Somebody must have torqued that down with a drill. This is a great game for little kids because there's no gas pedal. All they really have to do is steer in your throttle. So small kids can just sit up close to the screen and play and have a lot of fun. Holy cow! I don't want to snap my bit. That one's loose. My old trick for getting bolts out is to, on cars, well, old cars, is to take a torch and heat the bolt up and get it to snap free. You can't do that on here. It's plastic and wood. A gentle impact driver would probably be okay, but with these star bits, it's really easy to snap the bit. So I never more than hand tighten these control panel bolts. Let's see if I can put my back into it here. Man, I'm gonna get a longer handle so I can do it from out here. Got it. If you heard it snap there, that was the bolt breaking free. Okay, it's my trusty long-handled 1/4-inch magnetic driver. Okay. Let's unhook all this stuff here. Start with my ground strap. the belt and the stirring pot are in really good shape on this one. I played it with a little 13-inch tester monitor and played great. Pots. These other two connectors, and we should be free. Oh, shoot. The force feedback power connector. Okay, this is like a boat anchor. These things are so heavy. I guess I have to design them really heavy duty, anticipating, like a kid sitting on it. All right, I'm gonna pull this glass out, set it aside. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to cut into the bezel, and not sure what I'm going to do with the graphics there. I'll figure that out when I get to it. Okay. Let's see how this monitor is going to look in there. This refurbished display was only 110 bucks off of eBay. I always make sure to get the wall mountable. They call it a VESA standard. They make a lot of monitors without that, and I bought one that didn't have that, and now I always check and make sure they're wall mountable. But yeah. Good width. We'll get it as far forward up close to the glass as possible, and get it centered there, and I think that'll look great. What I normally do is put a couple of cleats up on the side, run a 2x6 across, have 4 holes for the 2x6, then run my, I think they're 4 or 5 millimeter screws into the back of the monitor, and then trim the bezel for the width. So hold on while we get some wood and do some cutting. All right, so I've got everything cut and drilled. I've got my cleats on my sides. I've got this panel here that the monitor is going to mount to measured. Just a lot of measuring to get things centered on there. And I've centered these dead center in this field of view here. So this will just, well, maybe not that easy. Let me think here. How did I do this last time? All right, there we go. I just had to remove one of the cleats and get it in there with the cleat off. Ah, splinters. And then that'll just go up, and we can screw that into place, and then put the monitor in and bolt it in. So I'm off to Ace Hardware to pick up some the screws for mounting the monitor, because I'm out of them, of course. So stay tuned. All right, so the contrast is kind of bad out here right now because it's bright out, but I've got a nice picture up here. I've got the bezel on, the monitor's mounted, And I've got my GBS 8200 board mounted right here, so you can pop the panel down and make your adjustments on the monitor. For the bezel here, I simply just cut out the sides and then reduced my horizontal width so it just fits within there. So this just fits. Let me take this out here. It worked out well that way because I didn't have to get rid of the graphics here. I could use a lot of the original bezel. This is a tight fit here. I think I got it. Okay. Yeah, so it's 4mm screws to mount the monitor from the back. I've got this screwed in. Everything's all bolted down. And then this just kind of snaps up in place here. And then once I get it up in there, yeah, then you're good to put the glass on. Now, one tip, and you'll see when it gets a little bit darker here, we're going to do some more projects on this. The clamp ST and the clamp SP settings, I had to change those. So we'll go up to the picture here. Oh, no, wrong one. I never remember which one it is. It's the geometry. 0, 5, 0 and 0, 5. ST 0, 0, SP's 0, 5. Default, it's 90 and 95. When you leave it at the default, the picture slowly just gets brighter and brighter and brighter, and the contrast just blows out the picture. The other thing I did was I set the resolution 1024 by 768. That seemed to work the best, and it's a nice, really nice, smooth picture. So, all right, let's move on. I'm going to get the glass back in place, and then we've got to replace the header light and the subwoofer. So stay tuned. All right, so I picked out this little LED light kit here to replace this with. I'm sure I could find a fluorescent and get this going because these fixtures almost never go bad, this type of fixture. But I've been liking switching everything over to LEDs. It's just a little thing. So we'll take this out and stick this up here. And it should be pretty good. So go ahead and take this apart. You can see I got the glass and the control panel back on, so it's starting to look more like an arcade machine. Oh. So we got a plug and a switch. I'll probably eliminate that switch. Let's see, but I am going to install the connector. I don't like to wire things just willy-nilly in without being able to service it or unplug it. You never know who's going to work on a machine after you've upgraded something. So I like to make things so that you can restore them back to original as much as possible. Except for maybe something like this, because these are relatively power hungry, and you have to maintain them. So this fixture here, I don't know if you can see this, that's the inside, the little transformer, the starter. You got this little connector here. So I'm going to kind of cheat and just clip this connector out, and then I'm going to wire that to the new fixture. Let's see here. The neutral wire, the white, goes to the starter. So I'm going to clip that off there, if I can get coordinated enough to do it. The new fixture is not grounded, but I'm going to leave that ground wire anyhow. There's my hot, and the green's the ground, and we'll just probably toss this out. Midway used really nice fixtures when they came up with this machine. I was reading on the actual credits of the game, and it says this machine was entirely designed and programmed and everything in San Diego, California. All right, so just gonna strip these off. And I am gonna wire nut it into place. The ground I'm not gonna strip. I'll leave that unstripped. Okay, got my hot, my neutral. Do a little more in the neutral here. Typically in a house wiring panel, white goes to the neutral bus, and then black goes to your switched side or the hot side. Okay. Here we go. We get the new light connector here. So the plug I don't need, the switch I definitely don't need. So I'm just going to take this little from the connector to the light fixture back. We're going to use that. And sometimes it's helpful to save something like this if you want to have, if you're doing a project, now I've got a plug with a switch for something. So I've got a little thing over here with extra wires and so forth, and actually big boxes of wiring harnesses, because it's really nice to have hookup wire for doing kits and different projects. Okay, let's see here. Grab a couple of wire nuts. Yeah, that's what I want. My case of wire nuts fell completely apart inside my tool bag, so they're everywhere. And then, what did I do with my connector? Ah, okay. One side. Do the other. Then we'll test it out. I'm going to go ahead and plug it in hot. So these strips are made where you can add on. So there's like there's a female, male, and you can just keep stacking them as you go. So we'll get our white connector, or the input there, and then just go right on here, unswitched, and voila. We've got E equals MC squared. Or there is light. Okay, very cool. It's not horribly bright, but I'm going to mount it, I guess, fairly close to the marquee. We'll see how that looks. And that, how many watts is this? This is 4 watts. That's pretty nominal. Where is my mounting kit? Okay. Gives you a little teeny clip-on mounting kit, which is going to be a pain to screw in here, but I might be able to use these old, oh yeah, I think I can use these old screws here. If I can get them through the mounts, we might be in luck. Use the original Midway hardware. That hole's going to be a little small, I'm afraid. But I'm going to try it. Yeah. I don't necessarily want to drill those things out. The little Phillips mounting screws for mounting these they're just teeny. Fortunately, I've got a small screwdriver, a size 0. So I think I might have to pre-drill a hole. Yeah, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to pre-drill a hole. Let's see if I can use this screwdriver as like an awl. That's gonna work. Okay. This particle board, when it's still its original integrity, man, it is tough stuff to screw into unless you pre-drill a hole. Okay, that'll work. I should check and see if my mic's on. Check. Oh yeah, okay. Sorry about that. I just assumed the mic was on. I'm wearing a little clip-on microphone. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this other screw out. Do the same thing here. Kind of break it's almost like a heavy-duty surface tension on the surface of the wood. Oh yeah, got it started. That's great. And then my other clip. Oh, that is so tight. Okay, just kind of snap this in place. I don't have them completely tight, but the light's gonna hold it in place. There we go. It's almost centered. Throw the marquee back on, see what it looks like. This is an old original marquee. You can see on the back it's kind of yellowed. got one crack in it. I'll probably run it this way. That's just from the heat being baked by the fluorescent light for years. Sorry about that. My memory card went dry on that last sequence. It's all finished up. You'll see it in a second here. The marquee got put back in place. Since I've been filming in 4K, I tend to forget that it's over a gigabyte per minute. So it's 4K is very memory hungry. Anyhow, I've got the back of the seat open here so we can work on this this subwoofer. Gee, I don't know if this will fit in here. Oh yeah, boy, I might have to find a different size speaker. This is 4 ohms, which should be okay. That looks like this is a much bigger speaker. Well, we'll plug it in, try it out, and see what it does. The guy that I got this game from, he said the original speaker, the cone was cracked. So he gave me this subwoofer, but it doesn't look like it's going to match up. Go ahead and plug it in. I'm not going to hook the ground on it yet. Of course, if I could get this to fit, that'd be pretty cool. This thing would push a lot of air. Or rattle if it's not tied down. Let's see here, we'll throw a credit on. It's working. Yeah, it's definitely pushing air. It's very low. There must be some kind of crossover in the system. Just feeling it here, it feels like it's you know, below 80 hertz.
3, 2, 1, go, go, go.
Oh yeah, that'll be a that'll be a good rumbler for the seat. Let's see, how could I get that to mount? Well, you know what? I think it'll clear. I'm gonna, I guess it should mount this way anyhow. I'm gonna try some self-tapping screws, and we'll get that put in there.
Time running low.
I really feel that on the seat. I always carry a box of these self-tapping screws with me. They come in so convenient. Okay.
Your boost button to start.
This I could probably use a drill to put these in.
Press your boost
Get this
button
on,
to
then I'm
start.
going to attach that ground too. Get that fairly centered.
Press your boost button to start.
Go up over here.
Press your boost button to start.
The off-road Thunder seats are constructed the same way, but they don't have a
Press your
speaker
boost
in there.
button to start.
At least the ones I've worked on.
Press your boost button to start.
That's always so annoying. This thing will endlessly say press your
Press
boost
your
button
boost button to start.
to start until you start it.
Press your boost button to start. Press your boost button to start.
Okay. You get this
Press your boost button to start.
ground wire in here. I think it'll, there we go.
Press your
It's already
boost button
cut,
to
so I was
start.
able to just press it in. And then we have our danger prop hazard sign.
Press your boost button to start. Press your boost button.
So that's
to
effectively your air inlet for that subwoofer, which should cause the really that whole seat to vibrate.
start. Press your boost button to start. Press your boost button to start. Press your boost button to start.
It's getting a little darker out here now, so
Press
you'll see
your
how
boost button to start.
nice this monitor looks.
Press your boost button to start.
Okay. All right. Now I think it's time to kind of clean up my tools and then we'll play a game. All right, so here we are. Got the marquee fixed up, got
Press
our
your
new monitor
boost
in,
button to start.
got the new subwoofer installed. So let's play a game and see how it does. You can see how nice this
Press your
screen
boost
looks.
button to start. Hydro Thunder.
Okay.
Choose your track.
Oh,
Experts only.
let's do this easy one here.
Lost Island. Choose your boat.
Got these harder
Crazy.
boats, but they're really crazy to steer. So let's do
Damn the torpedo.
this one here. I'm gonna try to do my gas pedal, but there's no gas pedal. I know there's a special way of
2, 1.
getting the boat to jump. Oh, that subwoofer's nice. Is this a secret over here? Oh yeah.
Time extended.
There's a secret. Can I get that boost? Yeah. There's all sorts of secret pathways on these. I'm just not a very good player on it. Whoa!
Time extended.
I almost never win. Is this another? No. That is not a secret pathway. See, there's like that red thing up there. How do you get up to that? Somebody needs to make a YouTube video and all these
Time extended.
secrets. Maybe somebody already has.
Dynamic tessellation, helping to make Hydro Thunder truly water-resilient.
Oh, I have all this boost. I should be
Hydro
using
Thunder
it.
were constructed using thousands of handcrafted triangles.
Yeah, man. Oh, I got up on the bridge there. I knocked the monkey off. I never noticed that before.
Time extended.
Through the volcano. You know, it's funny. I usually work on these and play them with the old CRTs, and they're just dim and burned out like heck. Use up my boost. Hey, 4th place. So it's nice to actually see what I'm playing. Let's try a different. I'll try a hard track now. Play again.
Hydro Thunder.
I love having that
Choose
screen
your
right up
track.
against the glass.
Experts only.
Nile Adventure. I like the Venice canals.
Venice canals. Choose your boat. You're crazy.
I'll try this Misbehave. Actually, I'll do the medium. Banshee.
Banshee.
Flight to board, go! Oxygen B, go! Ejection system, have a go! Got over! Come on,
3, 2, 1, go, go!
Yeah, even in this dim scene here, it's easy to... Oh, shoot. It's easy to see everything. Guys, this is a lot harder.
Time extended.
How do I get up to that? Oh, man. I can see where I'm going. It's just fail after fail here. Yeah, there must be a lot of secrets on this one. Ah, I missed it. I think I just killed somebody. Man. I guess if I played this course 100 times, I'd get used to all the turns. Maybe that's the point of it, so you have to pump a lot of money into it to learn what you're doing. Oh! Now the feedback, force feedback's great on this. All these midway games, if you don't have the force feedback, well, I guess any driving game, they're almost worthless to play without that feedback. Hey, all right. Oh. Finish line already? Oh. At least I did 6. So anyhow, got a little more, a few more finishing touches to do on this. You know, put the back door on. I might even throw some gaffing tape here to cover up that gap underneath the monitor. But with the back door, you're not really gonna notice it at all. So, anyhow, hope you enjoyed this episode. If you ever get a chance to play or own one of these Hydro Thunder games, they're great. They're absolutely fantastic. So, till next time, this is Tim from this old arcade.
Press your